All right, so the task at hand is for you to determine the fisherman's best days for fishing. And so remember, we have spring tides and we have neap tides. Which tide is best for fishing?
Spring.
Spring tide. All right, so, and at what phases of the moon do we have spring tides?
Forgot that one.
New moon?
Oh, well, that's the one I was pointing at. Okay.
Yeah, so new moon, and what other phase do we have a spring tide? So the opposite of new moon is a full moon. Good job. So full moon. So we have spring tides at new moons and full moons, and we have neap tides during the quarters. So if we're looking at a neap tide, if you're looking at a neap tide, what phases of the moon are they?
Quarter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so using the app that we have here about the sun and moon tracker, I want you to find some days that give you an example in a date that give you an example for each phase. So if you're looking at new moon, you want to find a date from your point of view in Africa on what date Africa would see a full moon.
Okay.
Or a new moon, excuse me, to start.
So, right there, what do we see?
What phase?
Which phase?
Go back to your vocabulary and your visuals to help you with that.
Wax.
The waxing? Okay.
So it's a waxing gibbous. What do you know comes next from a waxing gibbous? And remember, how many days does it take to get to the next phase?
3 days.
3 days. So you could predict when
Full moon.
the full moon occurs.
So if we add 3 days, it'll be a full moon.
So you have June 7th being a waxing gibbous, and you know that in 3 days it'll be a full moon. So fast forward to June 10th and see what you see from Africa. Was 6-7 accurate for a waxing gibbous?
I don't think so now because this is so 6, 7. Should I be looking at it like this?
Okay, so
Or when it's behind?
that's going to be an observatory position. Where's Africa? Point to Africa on the screen.
Directly.
All right, so the reverse side of this would mean that the light is on the what? So right now you're seeing light on the right because you're from the sun's point of view. So from Africa's point of view, just stay there. From Africa's point of view, what would you see? Remember, it's opposite from what the sun sees. Or from the outer space view.
A quarter moon.
Okay, is it on the right or is it on the left?
The moon is on the right.
Okay, so you're saying the white is on the right? Currently, it's on the right from an outer space view, but remember, you're in Africa, on the other side of that moon. So where will your light be?
So my light will be on the other side of this.
So if you were on the other side of that, would your light be on the right or the left?
It would be like a first quarter moon.
From space, you see first quarter. So the opposite of first quarter is going to be
third quarter.
Right. So from Africa, you're going to see a third quarter moon. So that date right there is a third quarter moon, which is June 8th.
Okay, so then that was incorrect. I think I was looking at this behind.
Yeah, so if you're looking from an observatory position in space, you're going to see the opposite of what Africa sees. Because remember, it's all perspective and when you're on the Earth.
Alright, so we went. So then 3 days before that would be the 5th.
So go to 3 days. Marcus, why don't you hold it and see if you can see?
You kind of have to hold it like right there, and then we'll know that it's the opposite of that. Get it back to where the moon will pop up.
All right, so Africa is on the other side here, and you're seeing, so right from outer space, you're seeing the light on the right. But if you were on the other side, which you are, you're on Earth, it's going to be opposite. So where would the light be?
Left side?
On the left side, absolutely. So if the light is on the left, go back over here. If the light is on the left side, 3 days
It'll be
before, it's going to be a waning gibbous, right?
waning.
Waning, that's how you say that. Okay. So what date is that?
June 5th.
Okay, so write June 5th there. And then you know that there's 3 days before that would be a what phase of the moon?
What? A full?
So yeah, 3 days before a waning gibbous is going to be a full moon. So what's 3 days before?
June 8th.
Before.
Oh.
Yeah, so June 8th, what, remember June 8th was a third quarter?
So before, this June 2nd? No.
Yeah, June 2nd. Yeah, so June 2nd is going to be your full moon. Okay, and then 3 days before that is going to be May 31st, 30 days. Yeah, 31 days. So May 31st. All right, so my question here is for a fisherman. If a fisherman needs a spring tide to be the most successful, what is the success rate at a waxing gibbous and at a crescent? So a gibbous and a crescent is barely any light, right? Okay. So would it be a good day for fishing, or would it be a bad day for fishing?
Bad. Well, because it only got a little light.
So they got a little light. Okay, so remember we're talking about when the alignment of the sun, the moon, and the earth. So we were taking, what's your pencil? So we're saying when it's crescent here. So for fishing, we want this line. Okay. So if your phase is here, how will that affect your fishing? This is really good fishing. This is really bad fishing.
Because it interacting with your fish. Well,
It's kind of right in between those.
it's kind
Yeah.
of right in between.
So if you were a fishing guide, what phases would you think are acceptable to take out fishing? This one?
What do you mean? What you mean?
To take people out fishing.
What
Because
would
it's
be
your
a good fishing
profession.
day?
Yeah, so
This
this
one
is a
and
good one. Okay, what else?
This one.
That's a good one.
This one.
This is a good one.
This one and this one.
And this one. So the only days you don't want to take anybody out fishing is going to be these 2 days. So if you were to look at your phases of the moon, you could write down the days. So if you were predicting this for a fisherman, you could tell them, okay, so 6 days, because we know that this is 3 days and this is 3